We're gonna call this meeting to order. Everybody please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Minutes.
I have the July 13th workshop minutes, the July 16th town board minutes, and the July town clerk's report.
Can I get a motion on this?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Bills?
General bill 22598 through 22634 and 22636, highway bill 22637 through 22655, and water bill 413 through 417.
Can I get a motion on the bills?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're a little early for the public hearing, so we're gonna move into your report, Warren.
Pardon?
We're early for the public hearing, so we're gonna move into your report.
Yeah.
7:05.
So
I had to run home for mine. Yeah.
good, Michael. So I don't know, is the adult swim going to be discussed tonight?
Yes.
Is that,
Yep, it's on the agenda.
okay, so. And police department. Matter.
Yep.
We
Go
have to, the police department, has, made application. To unionize, and, they have, asked that the town recognize, Teamsters Union, local 94 as the exclusive bargaining representative of the town of Pine Plains Police Department employees. We've received a formal request from the Teamsters Local Union 294 to be recognized as the exclusive collective bargaining representative for all paid employees of the police department, to include the patrol officer, corporal, sergeant, officer in charge, and excluding all others. My understanding, the police department does not have any other than the officers. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And the majority of the police department employees employed by the town have designated the International Brotherhood of Teamsters Local 294 as their sole collective bargaining agent by duly signed authorization cards. We have, I have discussed this in conferences with the Public Employees Relations Board, and the time has come for the town to simply recognize the union as the sole collective bargaining representative for the officers. I prepared a resolution for you to pass. Do you have a copy of that? It was.
Yes.
As basically what I read was the resolution. If you vote to accept that, I will forward it on to the Public Employees Relations Board. And we will be sent an agreement at some point for us to actually sign with the union. Any questions?
Do you want a roll call?
Supervisor Walsh,
Aye.
Councilwoman Birchall, Councilman Roush,
Aye.
Councilman Walsh.
Aye.
Thank you.
Got this in an email, just didn't get
I
on.
do have a resolution I sent you from IDA, resolution in support of the Hudson Company 2025 project within Dutchess County Industrial Development Agency. And I prepared a resolution indicating that the town of Pine Plains has been informed that the Hudson Company has made an agreement with the Dutchess County Industrial Development Agency for the project known as Hudson Company 2025 project. In conjunction with the construction of a mill, manufacturing and showroom facility for the production of reclaimed unrecycled wood products. Approximately 10.84 acres of land at 2436 Route 83 in the town of Pine Plains. The financial assistance the IDA contemplates providing includes an abatement of real property taxes for a term of 15 years, as set forth in the pilot schedule annexed to the resolution as Exhibit A, which deviates from the standard pilot schedule in the agency's uniform tax exemption and criteria policy. Usually 10 years, but this one they've asked for 15 years. Town of Pine Plains is an affected tax jurisdiction with respect to the project and the agency's final authorization resolution conditions, the execution and delivery of the agency's transaction documents on the agency's executive director first receiving the formal board approval of Town of Pine Plains, the Town of Pine Plains Central School District of the project and the proposed pilot schedule. So town board has received and reviewed the information describing the project and the increased pilot schedule. And what we need to do, if you're in favor of this happening, pass the resolution, which I will send on to the IDA, and they'll be on their way.
Want a roll call on this too?
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh,
Aye.
Councilwoman Birchall, Councilman Roush,
Aye.
Councilman Walsh.
Aye.
Do we have to set up a public hearing for that?
No, no public hearing.
Okay.
And there's a letter which needs to be sent to Robin Mack from the IDA. And I sent you a copy of that letter for you to utilize. I made a slight mistake. I referred to Ms. Mack as Mr. Mack. So when you send that out, change that to Mr. Mack. And if you could have our supervisor sign that and send that on to IDA at the address in the letter. And also send them a copy of the resolution with the Schedule A with a copy to me.
I'm sorry, are you sending the resolution out, Warren, or do you want it included with this letter?
You can, you should include it with the letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have a question, just call me.
Okay.
I did get the file for the double polls issue from our zoning enforcement officer and reviewed it. And I contacted the individual at Central Hudson that I thought was in charge of this and had agreed actually to a protocol for the removal, and then everything stopped. So it was turned over to me and see what I could do to push this along. I've communicated with her office. I was on vacation, and when I got back, she's been on vacation for 2 weeks, so I won't be able to speak to her until sometime in the middle of the first or second week of September. I'm going to try to get her to move forward with a proposal that she had made to our zoning enforcement officer. And if not, then I'll have to come back to you with authorization to file a lawsuit.
No, that's not Central Hudson, the consolidated,
It's
correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yes. They're bought out.
So I'll keep you informed of that. And if it doesn't, we don't get some satisfaction, then I'll be back to you with a requesting authorization to go into court. I think we have the two resolutions. Are they on for public hearing tonight?
The public hearing,
Was there the two local laws? Did we?
Yes, but we're not closing the public hearing until
because
next
there
meeting.
was a
Yes,
Question about whether it's posted correctly.
yes.
So we can open the public hearing on those two. Hear anybody who wants to speak to either of the two local laws, but we have to keep it open and then adjourn it to the next month. To make sure that everybody got notice of it. And then can vote on it the next meeting.
Can I get a motion to open the first public hearing for the farm market local law?
I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Floor is open. Questions? Okay,
Pretty simple stuff.
can I get a motion to open the second public hearing, local law, Pine Plains Code, Chapter 7?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Remind us of what code number 7
Yeah.
is. Can you
Warren?
please remind us of
What,
code,
what did you,
code number 7, what was that?
for which one? For
I think there's only one code.
Chapter 7.
Yeah.
It's in regards
The
to the,
bifurcation.
The bifurcation
Yep.
one.
the split parcel?
Yes.
Yes.
Something.
Um. It's section 275-6D of the town zoning code. Which we're amending to add following language. And this relates to divided property, located, within two zoning districts. One has more liberal uses than the other. So we've added this language, however, if the divided property is located partly within the town's HMS and the HR districts and consists of 5 acres or less, the less restricted portion of the lot shall extend to the rear of the lot. Under our code, I think it was only for 30 feet. But we decided because of the configuration of the lots that this would apply to, extending it to the rear of the lot and allowing that use at that point would be satisfactory.
we will also leave this open until September 17th meeting.
That's all I have. If I have to meet
Yep.
with you in executive session about a tax security.
Yep. We're gonna open public comment. I just want to state, summer is coming to an end. School will be opening soon. Please drive careful and make sure to pay attention to the school buses' signal lights while they're driving. Does anybody on board have anything?
Public comment, no.
Perfect. Nothing? Public comment? No? Trevor?
No.
Okay, we'll open it to the floor. Yep.
I am Claire Gunning, the president of the Board of Trustees of the Pine Plains Free Library. I was, we were hoping to paint the basement and just wanted to make sure we're not stepping on toes if we do that. We're not asking you to do it, we're just gonna do it. Okay, the second thing is I was wondering if we could have an update on the drainage repairs. If there was a,
I have to get back to you on what his schedule is like.
okay, thanks.
I mean.
No, the catch basins.
Oh. that.
Jay Osofsky. Item 4 on your agenda is approval of bills. You indicate, invoice 101 through 104. And you don't elaborate on it. Is there any way that you could just say, invoice 101 is for $20 for gas? Or somehow tell the taxpayers where our money's going to? And if you don't want to read it out loud, maybe make an itemized list
So,
and give it to your,
I could attach it with the minutes in the packet that I post online. I could just take the cover page where it says what they're all for.
that's a lot, because
It's-
this, we have like
it's-
3 folders like this that are this thick of all the bills that get paid. And it's,
just list,
yeah.
invoice 101, $40 for gas for police cars. Just a quick listing. Because, we pay for taxes, we'd like to know where the money's going. Instead of just invoice 101 through 102,
You can attach that to this.
Cool.
Thank you.
So Jay, for me, Jay has just, Jay and Gil Mello, has opened sort of this Pandora's box about budgeting, so. There had been conversation at different points about how to best represent. The budgeting process in a way that's transparent, but also not really burdensome, so that there are lots of extra additional administrative cost or effort. One of the things that in looking at the proposed budget, it's always hard to know is what pays for what and what things are grouped under different categories. In particular, when you have, I'll use the CAC, when you have something like the CAC, what is our money used for? And it shows, in and out, but it doesn't show what. Most importantly, I think over the year, it doesn't show, do you have enough money in your budget to pay for what you want to do? And our budget's overdrawn with, any irregularity or underused. So you just don't get a sense of what the whole budget is. So along with what you're saying, Jay, what would be interesting to me is if at some point we could think about the accounting process of showing how money goes in and out and sort of categorize it so that you could see a third of our budget is spent on beautiful carpeting and whatever we're doing with it. One of the things that's amazing is, particularly Brian, I'm not stepping up here, but I believe you can, off the top of your head, really line out every budget, and you just really know it so well. It's probably
This is.
so second nature to you. But for those of us who are interested in the budget, and
The statement's available at the town clerk's office, so you could come in anytime during the month. Once the bookkeeper gets it done, I have them all on file. You could come and I can make you copies if you want to look at it.
And also, as far as the CAC, you should be getting a monthly,
Or two.
department head report. So there's, when the bookkeeper's here, if you stop in and ask for it, you can get that, and it gives you exactly what you're asking for, as far as what was paid for, how much it costs, and when it was paid, and how much you have remaining.
that's great to know. I guess I'm asking for something at a slightly different level, at a more public level. I mean, I think it's really good to know that the CAC can go in and get that from the bookkeeper. But our books are kept, as I've seen them in budget, is they're line by line by line by line by line. And so for somebody like you, Brian, I'm sorry to use you as this like paragon of wonderfulness about the budget, but you understand what all that means. For those of us who look at it, it's really hard to understand all those individual line items and what they really mean in a collective sense, like how much are we spending on beautification? How much are we spending on keeping the roads up? I mean, those things are important for the community to know. So there are just multiple ways, I think, to represent a budget. And I'd be happy to serve on a committee that's interested in looking at that or asking people's opinions.
Well, that statement, like Kevin
That's
just said,
That's.
you can get that.
Not what I'm saying. That is the line by line by line by line by line by line.
It tells each section of the budget where it's spent, how much is still left, how much has gone out so far.
Right, but on what? I mean, for an effective public budget, at least those I've been familiar with, there would be 5 lines or 6 lines. And part of it would be maintenance and upkeep. Part of it would be regular electricity and water. It would really group a budget. I mean, I'm not saying that there's anything, underhanded or hidden going on, but just to give people an understanding, the detail is overwhelming, I think. And so it's a way to think about a budget that really groups it so you can see it clearly. So that's what I'm I've been interested in it. If there are other people who are interested in it, I'm just happy to live with them. So Jay got me off on that. So thank you, Jay.
Yay.
Yeah, to get to, I
Yeah.
think, I may be wrong, but it's just a question of who's gonna do it.
Yeah, the time to put in, yeah.
It's exactly where your financial person should have a pretty good spreadsheet. And what you do is you do that once you put it together and then you group all of these. It should not be anything other than what is in there, using the codes that you created to identify each budget and collating them. So it should not be, it should be a one-time, probably 45 minutes for somebody to come in and make sure everything lines up, and then running that particular program every month.
Okay, thanks.
Vicky?
Um, I'm a little confused because on all the committees that I have been on, you can come up to Corinna or whoever the bookkeeper is, and she has it totally broken down. And then everything she's asking for, Corinna can give you, and she'll hand you the sheet. So I don't, or maybe you should talk to your accountant.
Is it collated by sort of area? So you would see what's the CAC spending versus what is the beautification committee spending?
Well, I don't understand, why would, what
Because
does that mean?
as well as citizens, I think you want to have an overall sense of where is the
Well, you can go to
taxpayers.
the beautification committee and see what they're
Right,
spending.
I could one by one, but what I'm asking for is an overall picture. And I think people derive more information from that. It puts everything in one place and it
Seems like a
allows.
lot of information for,
No, it's
Yeah.
the reverse, actually. This is a lot of information because it's line by line.
I was
That
just
would
saying,
be-
but you're asking for, other than having it all put together.
If you look at some other
That's an
towns,
expense, so.
no, it's not, it's a one-time reconfiguration of the software. If you look at what other
So
towns.
they should
do-
ask their
Uh,
accountant how to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be easy to do.
Ask that.
All right, does anybody else have any public comment? Don?
And I'm gonna read the email I sent to you. Do you think that's good for everybody to hear?
Whatever you want, just state your name and your address.
I'm Barrett, resident of Pine Plains, 52 Brent Street, Pine Plains, New York. So I sent this email out to the board members. I've recently been working on. I built the new dugouts that are down by the ball fields. Did a great job, by the way. Yeah, they're gorgeous. Thank you. So I've lived here my entire life. Over the years, I've coached Little League, All-Stars, high school softball, and now travel softball. I run a travel softball organization called the Ducks Dad. They were established in 1981. They've been around for 45 years. We currently field 3 teams, and our organization is growing every year. While running these teams requires significant funding, every dollar goes directly to supporting the field. Coaches are unpaid, they're all volunteers. Currently, we have 20 Pine Plains residents rostered across our 3 teams, ranging in age from 9 to 16 years old. We have 20 students in Pine Plains School. For the past 4 years, we have practiced between Pine Plains and Milan, but we have been forced to hold our annual fall tournament in Red Hook due to lack of playable fields here in Pine Plains. My goal is to change this so that the tournament's economic and social benefits can stay right here in our town. We have already begun this by building new dugouts for the main softball field. We raised over $12,000 in donations and materials, and all of my dad's organization donated all of the labor, along with a few other contractors. I've been working with Jen on this project. I'm not asking for money financially. My goal here is to get 4 fields put together down at the ball field so we can hold local tournaments and draw in 600 to 800 people on a weekend. If we can field 16 teams over 4 fields, that would draw in that many people. They would come on Saturday, Sunday. They would, use our local restaurants. They would use our facilities around here. And then they would go back to wherever they came from. So, which is good for the town. We don't want more residents here, but that would boost their economics, I believe. So, a couple things to touch on here is youth fundraising. The concessions would be run and operated by Jen. She runs the class organization, so like class 2029 would run the concessions. They would benefit. I think it would be smart for them to have, do sports drinks, water, soda, candy, ice cream. The small items, not like hot foods. And food trucks should be brought in for that type of thing. And the food trucks usually donate 20% back, so that could go right back into the fields, you know, they could give back to the rec department. So that would be good. As far as the bathrooms go, whoever would hold the tournament would be responsible for toilets. You know, I wouldn't recommend using our one facility for that many people down there. We've also recently established a scholarship program for graduating seniors in Pine Plains and Red Hook. So our tournament in Red Hook, we raised enough money to give $750 to a graduating high school girl from Pine Plains and from Red Hook School. So all in all, it's a good thing. What I'm asking is for permission to upgrade the fields with our money that we raise, or if we can get grants. If I go to a 501c, I can apply for grants, but it would have to be in conjunction with the town because it would be on town property. So that's all I'm asking from you guys.
But you're also asking for the space.
Yeah, we would use it in the field, but we're operating. Yeah.
I mean, that brings up a lot of questions in how we orchestrate that, you know. In conjunction with the people that already use the fields and then also the legality, I guess, of, you know, of having you do that on town property. Just we need those kind of answers from Warren. I mean, I'm all for it. I've seen your efforts so far and they seem worthy to me. You know, you did a fantastic job with the dugouts and everything. So it's clear to me what your intent is. So,
And
yeah.
every team that would attend it would have insurance. You know, they would all be insured. We could get a certificate of insurance.
I think it needs more discussion.
Yeah, it just needs a little more discussion on our part, but yeah, absolutely. But, you know, don't be afraid to come back here and jog us about it, you know, keep us on track, but yeah.
Does he need, would it be like a layout of the proposed like improvements of fields or like?
That'd be a great
That's a
start.
start, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The town would take priority. The
Yes.
town teams would take priority.
Yeah,
Yep.
to see to it that nobody's toes get stepped on and then,
So that also brings up a good topic. We don't have a baseball charter here in Pine Plains.
Right.
So
we lost it, right?
Yeah, it was given away years ago by somebody. So, like, my wife went to sign my son up, he wants to do coach pitch baseball. Well, he can't, he's gotta go to Taconic Little League. He can't play here on Pine Plains because we don't have a charter. But we have a baseball field down there that is unkept, that is unplayable, nobody takes care of it. And like that field there, I could turn into a softball field in 2 weeks, and we could put a removable mound out there for the boys that want to play in that field. And this with two fields, you can hold 18 tournaments. And start drawing people in that way, and then that money could be used in turn to put towards the other fields.
There's currently one softball field.
There's one softball
One
field
pepper.
down there.
What's the cornermost?
So-
What is that on Lake Road?
So Jen and I are discussing that. John Blackburn runs a soccer program, which I think is
Right,
great.
okay.
I'm not just for softball,
Yeah, no.
all sports are great down there. He wants to do 2 fields right there, and I think that's a good spot for him. So I volunteered to pull the backstops, pull the plates, or, you know, all the bases and everything, so he could have those 2 fields. We could make 4 fields in just the area by concessions.
Is that monument for that field though? That's there. Was that monument dedicated in that field dedicated for that purpose? If it was, you cannot.
Yeah. What if
Okay.
the monument stays, but like not the actual?
It was.
Yeah.
It was made for baseball, softball field.
Yeah, I don't think anybody uses it other than like the adult league.
Yeah.
The men's league.
Yeah.
We use that. So that's a whole
Not any-
another
not any
subject. I
kids.
don't want to get into.
I mean, I think you've shown that you can easily work the Debs in Pine Plains Rec could work very well collaboratively together, and we want to keep that relationship going. And I think it's beneficial for both parties. I would ask you, whenever you had the time on the first Monday of the month, to stop into the rec committee meetings and let us know what's going on and your thoughts. Second Monday.
So one thing to add to that, it's not, I'm not just travel.
Yeah.
I coach school ball. Mike also coaches, he helps coach my 10U Debs team and he volunteers to do rec. So there's things like that I would like to put into place. If you're gonna use these fields, you need to coach a rec team as well. You need to get back to the community and the kids that don't wanna invest, say $1,000 in tuition fees to play travel ball. Those coaches should be available for them as well. So I've coached rec for years. I would go back to coaching rec again if we had enough girls that I was needed, an older age group or whatever. So most of my girls are 15, 16 years old.
So I think the next thing is that he has like a sketch out of the idea of how to put these fields.
Correct.
With the area that we.
Correct.
I have it in my mind already, but I'll take an aerial view and I'll redraw it over the aerial view, so everyone
Excellent.
can see what I'm doing.
Okay.
Cool.
So,
Other than that, it looks like we kind of like the idea.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, no, I think it would be good for everybody.
Yeah.
So,
That's cool.
Does anybody else have any public comment? Okay, we're gonna move into department reports. Highway.
So, you guys got my recommendation for the bids for 2027, and I'll need improvement plans for that. Our road repairs are now complete for this season. We've become to mowing the side of the road, come to get underhand. The trimming is done. Harvey Maglio has taken his road test and has gotten his class A with no restriction. Would love to move ahead with his upgrade in his position to HMEO. Also, we'd like to auction off our roller and trailer. A roller that we've had since 1993, finally died. To be able to auction it off and get something for it. Next season, we might have to get a new roller. Trailer we have, well, we'll have to get a lower trailer, so the newer rollers, they don't get towed behind the trucks anymore. You have to put them on a trailer, and the trailer we got is too high, the roller just won't go on. So I'd like to auction those two off with that information.
We find out what they're buying. Before we commit to that,
No, but you don't have to accept what you get. So can I get a motion to allow Carl to auction off the old roller and trailer?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That all you have, Carl? I'll take care of the rest of the stuff later on. Everybody received the building inspector's report? CO search is this month 7, site inspections this month 11, property maintenance is this month 3, COs this month 5, and total permits to date 41.
No new homes.
Everybody received the water report? 4 utility markouts. Maintenance cleaned and rebuilt both chlorinator pumps. Water leaks, one on Academy and one on South Main Street.
Found and repaired.
Police department.
All right, I have reports for last month, 7-1, Sergeant Hughes, Crew Officer Johnson provided security for the Pine Plains DA court on the 9th. Sergeant Camber provided security for the Pine Plains Planning Board. On the 15th, Sergeant Hughes, Sergeant Camber provided security for traffic court. And on the 16th, Sergeant Hughes, Sergeant Camber, and myself was present at the town board meeting. You guys should have been provided with a copy of that monthly activity sheet and the hour sheet. Other than that, I don't have anything else. I'm gonna turn it over to Sergeant Hughes, who has a few things that he needs to address. If he needs to things to the public.
Okay, the first thing, I've got quite a few emails and letters from citizens complaining about various things that are happening in town. And they want me to publicly acknowledge this at a meeting, which I'm doing. The first one. This is a beverage called White Claw. That is strewn around Lake Road on a constant basis. So they suggested that I go to Stewart's and try to find out who buys this beverage. They're number one leading selling beverage, and they sell about 150 cans a week, so. The second thing is all of these burnouts all over town, specifically on Lake Road. Which again, they tell me that it's easy to solve because the tire has a distinct mark in it. But if I had a car to put that up against, that would be helpful, so. To anybody that walks Lake Road and sees this type of activity, littering or burning tires, if they could get a plate, a description. Carl told me that 2:30 the other night, somebody reported that somebody was burning their tires, so it's, we've had cars on all night until 12:30 and caught nobody. Could be 10:30 in the morning, but somebody likes to use Lake Road as a little burnout place.
Where in particular on Lake Road or in
All over.
all over?
Especially between Compton
That
and
straight away.
Quite a bit of power.
I noticed there's a few of those out on 199
Yeah,
also.
they've got pictures
Yeah.
of them all
Yeah.
over town. In front of the new repair shop, there's a lot of them.
I just wanna know who can afford tires that much.
That's the first.
That's
It's
insane.
all over town. Pictures, even one right out front here.
Crazy.
Then we have noise complaint on County Route 83.
Oh, yeah.
And this person suggests that townspeople take up a collection and buy a machine called SoundView, which records their plate number and the noise coming from their vehicle and issues a fine. So that's called a flock camera, so we know that.
So from my understanding, that complaint is particularly about motorcycles.
Cycles playing metal music really loud. We don't have a noise.
There is no noise, yeah, there's no noise ordinance, and I live on 83, and for the majority of the motorcycles that go by don't have modified mufflers or anything.
Harley Davidson,
Yeah,
I
they're,
mean, people just.
yeah, it's a,
And then we've got the parking issues down by the new cannabis store and the landscaping company.
Is that the one on Railroad Avenue?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. But it seems to be improved now.
Then we have speeding on right out here on 199. You always got speeding on every road, but if we could just get some help with you see somebody littering. Jot down their plate if you're behind them. I had somebody come to me this week that followed a car from Stanfordville that was tailgating and acting erratic, and they took a video of it the whole way. So I know
Nice.
exactly who it is. I mean, everybody's got a cell phone, just take a picture of the car or the plate, and people, I've been around Lake Road quite a few times in the past week or so, and a lot of people walk, at least 5, 6 people walking at a time. So somebody's gotta be able to see something.
Yeah, I walk it.
The burnouts are a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Because that's a moving violation, and we actually have to.
We have to-
pay a violation in order to be able to do something about it. Again, we've been trying to step up patrols late at night. Probably thinking that's when. One night I was on, I did hear it, by the time I got over there, they were gone, I was in the middle of town. I was actually out we started something else, doing foot patrols and putting door knockers on the local businesses, just checking the doors and stuff like that, make sure stuff is locked and secure, and I ran back to the car, and by the time I got to Lake Road, they were gone. But that was at about 12:30 in the morning on a Friday night. Saturday morning. But again, that's a tough one, because it's a moving violation that has to be observed by one of us in order to really do something about it.
Thank you.
Oh, I got one more thing. Did you make the decision on that?
It's in the minutes, or it's later on. We'll discuss that. Did everybody receive the dog control report?
Yes.
11 total hours. 1 call received. 1 complaint, 1 investigation. And 1 missing and found dog.
I just want to talk some about that. So New York State has changed it that now when people register their dogs, there's gonna be an option to be able to donate to the kennel. So we also have like these other towns that, right, we are all in contract with. And so they're gonna have to put that on their dog license, and it's gonna have to be our kennel that they give us the money to. So are we gonna have to open up like a new account to accept those donations that go to the kennel? I'm all confused about it.
Good question. There must be some
Like-
precedent.
That would have to be something we would have to ask Michael about. Because he would be able to give that answer.
Cause right, people would probably be like, yeah, we wanna donate $5, and then like all these towns that we have contracts with are gonna have to send us that money.
Correct.
Yeah. Interesting.
Recreation.
The beach season, we had our cleanup day on Monday. So the kids took in the ropes, the dock signage, the grills, etc. And then all year, the water testing came back well within or under the limit for earth enterococcus. Zoom film trip was a success. We had 38 people attend. I did, when Amanda emailed you guys, I did do a Google form for like Sicilian use during when the beach is open. For you guys to take a look and see if there's anything to add or change on there, modify. So that wouldn't be until next year. And it would just be that somebody would reserve it. There's no fee, but it's just so people are aware that somebody's gonna be using the pavilion, so everybody else can kind of move. And then camp, it had a successful summer. They had about 60 campers per week. Summer soccer is ending this weekend, and then they start out fall soccer right away with August 29th, and then it runs to the end of October. It's every Saturday at 10. People can still sign up through HeyGov on the town website. Let's see, volleyball, there's some info from Rich Tamarino. And then rec basketball, I also have Patsy from Jeremy Weber for that, because that's starting up soon. Roberta Outdoor Courts, Jen Chase is in the process of donating 2 Gorilla hoops from Dick's Sporting Goods, the 72-inch tempered glass in-ground basketball hoops. And then along with professional installation to replace 2 of the hoops at the town courts. It's a donation from Jen and her prior money that she has from her old Stissing Sprint Triathlon before it got taken over from the new company. And then my hope is to also replace 2 more of them in the near future. So we'll have 4 adjustable basketball hoops down there instead of those stationary ones that are the ones that were put in '93. And then that way it would be more accessible for different age groups to be utilizing the courts. There is summer pickup basketball at the course every Thursday night, weather permitting. Like tonight it was canceled. And then the big thing, of course, is just the dugout. So I wanted to just mention a thank you to John Bear and his team for getting the dugouts constructed in such a quick time frame. He was able to get sponsors for both materials and the time. And so then the thank yous are John Bear and Duchess Debs, Harrington's, R&R Concrete, Judy Harp, DeSillo Construction, Tim Race Excavation, Dave Douglas Concrete, and Jacob Lenko? Okay, Lenko. And then there will be a dedication ceremony to be announced, figured out date-wise. And then rec committee meetings are always, are being held second Monday of every month at 7 p.m. here. So the next one's September 14th. So that's all my rec stuff.
Excellent.
Thank you, Jen. CAC?
Jello? Yeah, so the CAC, this is kind of old news, but officially received the notification of the $54,000 grant that they have granted. The funds will be available. They're going to use it for the natural resources inventory and Hudson River is it Hudsonia?
Hudsonia, yes.
Hudsonia, yeah, actually conducts it. And it takes about a year and a half, 2 years, and these funds are still, these funds will be available until August 2028. So CAC, once they get, the go ahead from Hudsonia, will be reaching out to have volunteers to help with the inventory. They also, CAC is intending to yeah, they want to post a survey so that residents of Pine Plains can share their environmental and conservation related concerns, priorities, ideas, and then they'll put them together, as Gail says, and we'll publish so that we all know what everybody's concerned about and what we can do about them. And aside from the adult swim area issue, which has been the main thing for the CAC these past 2 weeks and the rec department, that's all for the CAC.
I have a question, my question.
Sure.
What is the benefit of having the inventory that you're?
Of knowing what the resources are?
Yes.
Well, it's how you can use them better. And for grants and things like that. I mean, most of the towns around here have done this, done the NRI.
So like flowers and plants or?
Trees.
What is it?
Yeah.
Trees, soil, water,
Okay.
everything.
Yeah.
So the whole purpose of the Conservation Advisory Council is to be able to advise the town and the planning board, like the town board, the planning board, on, the best ways to utilize the town. And when a question arises about something that's coming up, somebody puts in a request to do something on their property, does that fit with the goals of the town and with what we want to protect or utilize? So by doing this inventory, they're able to know how to answer that question better.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Can I jump in? There's also a piece of it that wants to make sure that people have the availability of using the natural resources that are here in the community. So you want to know what the town is interested in, where things are really being kept up, where they're not, and also to be able to be part of maintaining it so it's there for future generations. So if there are a lot of issues around, I don't know, a bike trail, let's say, that just hasn't been on anybody's radar, they will talk about that. And then it'll also help you understand, or help us understand what is increasingly endangered and what isn't, and some of the reasons why, and if there are things we can do about that. So salt in the wells has been a particular issue in the water in the surrounding communities. And it just so happens that Pine Plains, according to our records, does a pretty damn good job, much better than other communities, in keeping salt out of the water. So you want to know those things and make sure that the people who are making that happen, which is our highway department at this point, supportive, and you have the ability to make choices, like what's in danger, what's doing great, what do you have none of, and what would a long-term recovery look like?
Thank you.
Vicky, beautification.
Yeah, I just, after last month's meeting, the beautification, we're trying to, do the sidewalks in the park. And we were working with Ray, which he did do the forms for, and I think they went out for bids. And I was just wondering if any, and it was, the bid should have been back before this meeting. Nothing?
Negative.
So, okay, so I guess either it didn't get out in time or nobody has responded yet. That, and we had no meeting this month and
Okay,
so that's it. That's.
thank you. Old business, adult swim area. Or,
You build that
Well,
whole
I,
business.
I don't know all that much about what happened, but I assume we received the documents that I saw from the health department indicated that the process for approval of a adult swim area is quite a formidable task. That we will have to decide whether we want to go through that effort to have an adult swim path. We were notified as
Would it seem to
Department of
me,
Health has to approve it.
it seems to me that the problem is that it's right next to the public beach. And they're saying that the rules that go for the public beach also apply to the adult swim area, which they shouldn't. I mean,
because from what I'm taking from it is because it's on town property. It's accessing through town property.
you mean,
That was designated, that piece of property was designated as a beach, so it has to follow the beach law because it, correct.
okay.
That's,
Okay, so-
that's the way I'm reading into this.
So there's no way to just change the name of it to Lake Access. This is,
Well,
Janine
it's-
is asking.
it's still, as Brian said, it's still on the property.
Yeah.
It's still on that beach
Correct.
property.
There's examples of it in nearby towns, but they're in Columbia County,
Yeah,
so it's.
Well, as was stated before, you go to Lake Taconic and you can enter the water at any
Anywhere.
point, anywhere you want.
But that's
and it-
Columbia County, so it's the same with like
Yeah.
the Eliza, in Elizabeth, it's Twin Lakes, there's no restrictions there.
But I wonder, if there is any way to separate the beach from another area, which the
Which-
town owns, which the town.
Which we kind of did with the fence, that's
Yeah.
why I
Yeah.
don't, and,
Think that was far enough away.
and to be honest with you, their letter as far as a bathing beach. It's not really a bathing beach,
Yeah.
it's not a beach at
it's
all.
an access
It's
point.
an access,
Yeah.
lake access.
So anyway, I think there's further discussion.
I mean,
about
are they
Yeah.
implying that we can't allow people to use boats and launch from there? That you can only swim? In the beach area, that's the question, Are they actually restricting? And really, the real question is, has anybody pointed us to a law, or is this just Dutchess County
Oh, yeah.
giving us?
No,
their
they have,
feelings?
they have,
They have,
yeah,
all right,
yeah,
yeah,
yes,
and, yeah.
But the law requires lifeguards.
We have a question.
Hi, my name is Lynn Franzone, no relation to any other Franzones, and I'm the president of the Antlers Club. We own the land under the lake, specifically the area that handles the access area that you're proposing. We have asked since before the July 4th opening, that according to our insurance company, there must be certain, there has to be certain signs posted with specific language. I spoke to Brian about this quite a while ago. I followed up with a letter to both, Mr. Raplansky and to Brian. The signage is not up. I'm afraid that, the liabilities that the Antler clubs are now open to, regardless of whether you call it an adult swim lane or if you call it a lake access or anything, is going to be a problem for us. So I would like to be included in any kind of talks that are going on here, because it's important that we make sure that we are covered insurance wise. Our liability is very important to us. We are a small group. We don't have a large amount of money, and just the liability insurance alone is quite a lot.
So you're saying your property under the lake
Correct.
goes all the way to the town
Yes.
beach?
Yeah.
It goes from, I'll give you a slight visual. It goes from, when you're looking at the beach, from the beach, looking across at the Antler Club.
Mhm.
If you look all the way to the left, there's a point where the dirt.
Oh, I've seen it
property-
before on Dutchess County parcel access. It's a large spot.
Yeah.
But what I'm asking is the question about how close it comes to the town beach.
To
It
yours,
comes
right.
To the shore,
Yeah, sure.
To the
To your
adult
door.
swim, not to
No,
the.
to everything.
to the town beach as well, yeah.
So, would you like to get it from us? Would you like to buy it from us? We're open to suggestions here. So, we would like to be included in any kind of further talk when it comes to this adult swim or the swim access, because it directly affects us.
Okay,
You-
fair enough.
By we, you mean the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
of course,
Yeah.
yes. So I appreciate that, thank you.
Well, thanks for letting us know about
Just to
that.
summarize, I sent you an email after reading the Dutchess County Department of Health letter dated August 12th. And my conclusion was that it seems clear that the adult swim beach requires compliance with subpart 6-2 of the sanitary code, which will require an engineering plan that addresses all regulatory requirements of the secondary site. And the beach must be closed until that's accomplished. Yeah. So that's.
The whole beach or just the?
Yeah, just.
No, just that area.
Yeah.
I kept a lot of notes at the, meeting that we were asked with the Dutchess County Department of Health. And, there were two things that, don't seem represented here, and I haven't been able to read, I'll have to read the law. But one of the things that was suggested is that, first of all, the water quality issue. They now consider it such a small lake that no matter where the water is tested, whether it's close to the shore or further out, that all of the water has been safe and healthy and this whole summer so far. So that's a great thing to know. The other piece was that there was concern raised by the woman Vanda. Is that right? Remember her name?
Deborah.
Randy.
Thank you. That there might be an issue with people tripping and falling because of the weeds that were there. And we said that we had cleared out the weeds and created a barrier to sort of subdue the weeds. The most important thing she said is that she has known cases where when there have been changes in a beach property, where rather than doing the complete redo, the engineering report, which is basically looking for changes, dramatic changes in elevation between one area and another. And of course, we all know that's the same elevation, that when there were small changes, that it was possible to ask for a review and amendment to the current approval. So I don't hear that mentioned in that. It is in my notes that was said by Randy. It seems like the way we would want to go. And there was also a lot of expression of, we know this is in the middle of summer, we're sorry, we won't be able to talk to you because we're going to be at the county fair for the whole next month, but we're happy to work with you. So it seems to me that we should really understand what that smaller bit of work might be. And were there other things other than and when you looked at that other things, then what?
Well, it's all contained in a letter dated.
She also
August
said that we would have to
2022.
have a lifeguard, something like manning that part. It's kind of takes the point of the adult swim, being able to go out into the water. Like she said, we'd have to do like a channel and then have another lifeguard within.
Every 20 feet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
To be able to get in and pump second. If somebody's swimming in the middle of the lake, we would have to put a dock.
Yes.
It just doesn't, like that part doesn't seem like it would make any sense.
No, it seems like there needs to be a new definition for
Yeah.
a different kind of area. And I don't know if that's possible, if that's possible.
Is it possible to pursue that with the county? Do you have experience with that?
No, I'm not a sanitary.
No, that's just in
We
terms
would
of,
have to have an engineer help us with that.
my question is really about the process of asking for changes. Is that a legal process? I mean, the
Would
full.
It seems like getting the answers first without going through the engineer and all that. I mean, I'm happy to talk to them. I know they're busy because the county fair, but.
I believe they were also supposed to send us any information they had in regards to current beach, which we have not received.
They did say in
They-
some follow-up email that they couldn't find anything,
Right.
and they said whatever the records are that they currently have, but it could have been it's probably something from so long ago that they don't have it wherever they are right now.
Yes,
So-
they had to go to, yes.
So, they just haven't gotten there.
Anyway, let me try to talk to somebody. Let me ask him some questions and see if there's any, I mean, is that okay? So.
Perfect,
see-
perfectly fine. Have fun with the Board of Health.
Yeah.
You'll have a blast.
But only add that the chatter around, so the same people who are walking are the people who are out in the swimming, and there's been a lot of, people are so excited and so thankful and proud of the town board for moving ahead. And one of the women that I spoke to over this past weekend said that she had trained for the triathlon and then had been one of the review, if they're coaches or guides or whatever, for our triathlon that we had here, and all of that was just real excitement about what had happened. And if there is not, I guess that what I hear you saying is that there's nothing that they've been able to find yet that's a record of the approval. So I'm wondering how they know it was approved. So it seems interesting to ask us to close something that you can't find an approval for, but is a survey approval. I mean, it's just, there's just a lot of interest in this, and this is a lake that, when I was swimming this morning, I was the only person in the lake. The only person in the lake. It's just, it's sad to have this wonderful thing and not have our community who pays the taxes, who, really has an interest in making sure the town is vibrant, not be allowed to come in.
A lot of people are upset about that.
It happens, so.
So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, they said no, we'll find out why, we'll find out how to change that,
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any old business?
Yeah, under old business here, Janine's put up a couple of things there she'd like to know, like, well, one thing she would like is to schedule a meeting to debrief summer camp. Just, I guess she just wants to talk about how it went and what we could do better next year. We did the adult swim, the library. Oh, she's also asking about gutter guards for the library.
Yeah,
And-
Carl cleaned the gutters the other day. And what's your thoughts on gutter guards, Carl?
I'm personally not a gutter guard type person. You clean your gutters every year, at least once. In gutter guards, you have to go up and inspect the gutters once a year. So either way, you have to send somebody up there. That's my thoughts on gutter guard.
Now we know that the access that we have to the bucket truck will reach that. It makes life a little bit easier.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Chloe. And then, so that's old business.
What truck did they use?
Kyle's bucket truck.
And then, Warren, the telephone poles, where do we stand with that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he gave a
you did- you
report,
did say
yes.
that, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, boy, that's getting old. Amazing that takes so long.
All right.
Old business, old business?
Very expensive.
Any more old business? No? Okay. New business. I need a motion to accept Kevin's resignation as chair of the Climate Smart Community Task Force.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
second,
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Then I need a motion to appoint Helena Marsh as chair to the Climate Smart Community Task Force, as well as appoint Peter
Klebnikov.
Klebnikov as a community member.
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second?
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
I also need a motion to accept the highway material bids recommended by Carl for the 2027 year.
So moved.
Can I
I'll
get a
second.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can I get a motion to promote Harvey to an HMEO,
Wait, what is an HMEO?
heavy machine equipment
All
operator?
right, I'll make that motion.
I'll second. So
With a pay rate at $25 per hour. Can I get a motion?
Oh, so moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then we're looking for approval to hire Matt Cade as a police officer. He is paying his own way through the academy.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody else have any new business?
Is he hired now? That have to send me that information.
Well, he'll have to
so
put on the, yeah.
I have to have that for the
Yep.
state.
Anybody else have any new business?
No.
Alright, I need a motion to move an executive session to discuss personnel, property rental, and litigation with the town attorney and the assessor.
Will we be making any decisions after?
Possibly.
Possibly, all right, so I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can I get a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It'd have been funny when the three of us said